Okay, let's do this. You knew that this was going to be coming, right? I figure. All right, here are my thoughts. I have several. But firstly, let's understand that there's a lot that we don't know. That's like the first thing I'm going to start with. And I don't know conspiracy theory wise. I don't know truth, not truth, how big it is, how not big it is. That's not the opposite. But like what I know is that there's probably a lot of cases that are not being reported. What I know is that there's not enough tests. Meaning, if there's that many cases that are not being reported and that many cases that aren't being tested, the death rate's probably a lot lower than even what it is right now because they're not looking at the full spectrum, the full amount of people who are affected. So that's neither here nor there. That wasn't the point of this. But the point of this is, number one, what I'm seeing is there's either full-on freaking panic over here, freaking the crap out, we're all gonna die, holy crap. That's what I'm seeing on one end. And on the other end, I'm seeing people saying, oh my God, y'all are so dumb. I saw someone say that this is being done by the government to get people off the streets because while we're not looking, they're going to be taking down the cartel. Like, I can't even make this stuff up. That's one of the theories that I saw. And I was like, wow, you really believe that? Okay. All right. So, there's all sorts of stuff. I don't know what's right or wrong. But like I'm saying, on one end, I'm seeing people in full-on blown out panic. And on the other side, I'm seeing people who are being super sarcastic about it. Oh my God, it's only the old people dying. Oh my God, it's not a big deal. Oh my God, it's just like the flu. It's not like the flu. I don't freaking know. I'm not here to give you my opinion on what it is or what it isn't. What I am saying is that in between panic and complete cynicism is the truth. Okay? And what is the truth? I don't know. Not a scientist and not a doctor. I'm not in government. But what I do know is all my children have been home for 5 days now and are freaking losing their minds. So if you hear chaos in the background, there's chaos, guys. But what I know is this. We are now home. School is closed. We homeschooled today. It was very special. They called in and learned some things, and that was that. Then spent the rest of the day probably doing TikTok stuff while I worked. But what I believe they're doing is, because the question is, if you come home and you quarantine for 2 weeks and then you go back to school and everyone keeps getting sick again, like, what was the point of that? I don't know. Again, I'm not here to give you answers. What I am here to say is that will slow it down. If it's going as fast as they're saying. Again, don't know, right? No opinion on that. But it will slow it down by using social separation. It will uncongest the hospitals. It will give the healthcare workers a second to, ventilate the people who need to be ventilated and take care of the people who need to be taken care of. And I just pray we all stay safe and healthy, right? Okay. So that's the first point, is being in a panic is dumb, even though there's a lot to panic about. Like, can I please help you understand that, like, I work from home. I'm beyond blessed to have a business that I can still work. I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know where shipping's at. I don't know anything. But what I do know is my mind cannot go down that road. There are people who are way worse off. They don't have both myself and my husband work from home. 3 years ago, this thing would have totally broken us because Drew would have probably had to spend 3 weeks in the hospital not coming home at all because they would have needed him there and he wouldn't have been able to come home if we were quarantined, right? But there are people out there. Oh my God, is my dog eating? No, he's not. You need to sit, mister. He looks so guilty. Is that there are people out there who, like, they work for hourly wage and they're not told they have to go home and they don't have any other income coming in. And I can imagine that would be really, really scary. And so I'm just so sorry. There's a lot of chaos. There is. But let me tell you this. Don't let your fear of what could happen make nothing happen. Okay. So yeah, a lot of us are scared and don't know what's going on, and we don't know what the future brings. And I have 2 trips planned in April, and I have no clue if I should be canceling them or not. Like, I don't know. There's a lot up in the air. And for type A people who need to have control over things, not having control is very scary, but it's also a lesson. We can't control everything. And tricking ourselves into the comfort of thinking that we can control things, maybe this is a lesson for us to realize, like, there's a higher power out there, whether you believe in nature or a God or a whatever you believe in, we can't control it. Our environment, I mean, the tornado in Nashville proves that, all the different things that happen in terms of natural disasters. Like, we can't stop those things from happening. And to me, this is kind of like a natural disaster, a virus, a freak virus that's like taking out the whole world. It's nuts. It's a freak thing. But don't let this paralyze you. Okay. If you are home and you used to work in an office, start selling something on Etsy. I don't know if that's going to get shut down because of UPS. I have no clue, but something. Become a coach, offer tutoring services over Zoom. Like, don't just sit idly by and freak, okay? Try to do something. That could be a whole nother topic. But point is, don't let your fear of what could happen make nothing happen. Another thing is my favorite acronym of fear. What does fear stand for? Fear is false evidence appearing real. We don't know what is real and what is not. I will say this. The media should be ashamed of themselves. They have way blown this out of proportion. They're scaring the bejesus out of people. There's reporting the news, and then there's just like totally glorifying the chaos. And I don't know what's behind this or who's behind this or what conspiracy theory you're supposed to believe, or maybe it's nothing. But the point is that the stock market is taking a huge hit, and a lot of businesses are taking huge hits, and flights are taking huge hits, and all that, right? So there's stuff going on, and people are fearful, and there is reason to be cautious, right? Cautiously optimistic, but also cautiously careful. And what is real and what isn't. So definitely use your intuition, use your gut, use your brains, use your IQ. Rely on people who you trust. Just because your doctor said something doesn't make it true. Just because a newscaster said something doesn't make it true. Just because, some famous doctor on TikTok said it doesn't make it true. Use your gut. Look at what's actually real. Don't get distracted by the hoopla of the crazy. Okay, what can I do? I can't control everything. So what can I do to control my current situation? So for example, my kids are not going out. I took one kid to Target today. She didn't touch a darn thing. She knew not to. We washed our hands after, right? So that's something I can control. Not being with other humans. Washing our hands, something I can control. Stocking up on stuff. Yeah, you better be darn sure I stocked up on stuff. Why? So I love all these people who are making fun of people for stocking up on toilet paper. Here's the deal. I don't believe that anyone believes that the coronavirus can be fought with toilet paper. And y'all who are like, oh my gosh, like, what do you think you're gonna like not get sick? No. I don't even think half the people are actually even worried about the virus. I think, me personally, I'm more worried just about getting quarantined. If I get stuck in my house for the next 2 to 4 weeks, I need food and toilet paper and Tylenol and water and all the necessities that I would usually go out on a random Sunday and buy. If they shut it all down, I need to have my own, right? So I believe personally that that's why people are stocking up on stuff, because it just makes logical sense. I'm not preparing for the apocalypse. I'm not preparing for a zombie invasion. I'm just being a responsible mother, and I have the things in the house that I would usually buy every week, and I just overbought so that I have extra, okay? So I think that's where the toilet paper is coming from. And I think that the people who are taking the cynicism route are being too blasé about what's going on, because as much as you think there's nothing going on, there's definitely something going on. And I'm not saying to panic, and I'm not saying to freak out, and I'm not saying that this is the end of the world. All I'm saying is that you can't be on either spectrum. You have to be in the middle, because that is where the truth lies. Okay? So be safe. Stock up on some stuff. I'm not saying to go crazy. You don't need to have a 7-year supply of tampons. You just need to have some stuff in the house that if you are unable to go grocery shopping, you have what to survive on. Wash your hands. Okay? Just I don't know why this is suddenly a new phenomenon, but it's something that we should be doing. Don't believe everything you read or hear. Okay, that's really important. We need to remain in a state of calm and being able to think logically. And the minute we start to raise our cortisol levels and get anxious and get crazy about things, that is the moment when we stop thinking logically and we start to think out of emotion, and having that chaos within our bodies doesn't allow us to stay healthy either, and makes us more susceptible for disease in general. So you want to stay very positive, be careful, stay in. I wouldn't be going to, I don't know, a concert right now. No, I'd be avoiding that. But does that mean you can't go to Target if you're being really careful to go pick up your thyroid meds? P.S. If you have prescription medications, you might want to have a month's supply in the house just in case, right? So I did that today. I didn't touch anything. I Purelled my hands after with, not Purell, like a natural thieves thing, but came home, washed my hands, right? But I didn't go crazy after that. I wiped down my phone even though it was in my purse. Just be safe, be logical, be calm, and don't believe everything you're reading in the newspaper. I don't have a TV, I don't watch the news, and it's getting a little bit frustrating watching the chaos and the fear explode on Facebook. I can't even go onto Facebook without seeing it, and I'm trying to remain in a positive mindset, right? So surround yourself with positivity. Don't stick your head in the sand. Don't ignore it. Don't be naive. Understand what's going on and be logical and calm about it. Take action when you need to take action. Be prepared, but also understand that you cannot let your fear of what could happen make nothing happen. Life will continue on. There are people having babies right now. There are people getting married right now. There is happiness and joy and great things in the world as well. So let's keep things in perspective. Now, keep this in mind as well. Some people survive chaos, and that is how they grow. And some people thrive in chaos because chaos is all they know. Look around you. Who is being helpful and logical and calm and, mild-mannered and keeping their mind about them and helping each other? And, hey, I got some extra toilet paper. Would you like some? And who is absolutely loving throwing oil on the fire? Who is just thriving on making people crazy? Those are not people you want in your life, okay? I worked in the medical field through Ebola, through H1N1, through swine flu. I don't remember the world ever reacting like this. I mean, Ebola, I remember when the CDC came and they had a meeting with us, and I was like, oh, dear God, that sounds like a horrific death. We were all like, oh, Lord, I was still at work. They never sent us home. They never shut anything down. They never shut down the grocery stores. I don't remember chaos like this ever. And I don't know if it's the times, and I don't know what's going on, and I don't know. I can't say I know, but I will say this. Some people are going to thrive through this, and they're going to be okay, and it's going to be the thing that we're history is being made right now. We're going to talk about this before and after Corona and just be yeah, we made it through and we're okay. And then there's going to be people who wait till the next chaos hits, the next tornado, the next natural disaster, the next plague, the next thing, and that's when they thrive. So start to recognize, who do you want to have around you? Who do you want in your newsfeed? There is a difference between keeping people up to date on what's going on, totally fine. There is something special about being in community and being in this together and knowing that we're not alone. And then there's the people who love to just throw gasoline on an already flaming bonfire and watching it burn. So the people who are creating chaos in your life and making you fearful and fear-mongering, you might not want to have them around you. You want to be around people who are being very logical about this, understanding that there is something going on. We might not know 100% what it is, but they're not completely losing their minds over it. So start to seek out the people who are going to thrive through the chaos, and then we can all grow and strive through this together. Now, I want to leave you off with two things. Number one, trying to get yourself into a peaceful environment, trying to understand how we want to get through this. You want to be able to sleep at night. You don't want to create an anxious environment within you. You want to be able to keep your kids calm. Okay, we're not all going to die. We are all going to be okay. 99% of us are going to be okay. Hopefully this blows over quickly. I can't predict the future, but what I can say is that being at peace with this does not mean that we are in a place where there's no noise and there's not trouble and there's not going to be hard work and there's not going to be hard things, and it might even get worse before it gets better. That's not what peace is. Peace means that even in the midst of all the crazy, even in the midst of all the different things, of all the chaos, of all the trouble, of all the hard work, we are still calm within ourselves. Remember, we can only control what we can control. So you can either allow this to completely throw you off, stop you from doing all the things, stop you from going after your life, stop you from enjoying what is going on in life right now, because there's a lot of happiness, there's a lot of growth, there's a lot of milestones being hit right now. Maybe your kid lost their first tooth. You can still celebrate that even though you might be quarantined. Point is that you can still be at peace within your life even amongst the chaos. The people who are going to lose themselves amongst the chaos are wasting time right now, in the moment. Enjoy what you have right now. I don't know what the future brings. None of us do. So, lastly, if you were sent home from work, would you be able to take care of your family? I can. I wouldn't have been able to say that in my old job. I can. Do I know if this is going to affect my job? Do I know if this is going to affect shipping? Do I know if this is going to affect my business? I don't, and I can't worry about it. I want to worry about it. Sometimes my anxiety is like, hello, Ray, are you going to think about this? I'm not going to think about it. Not because I'm being naive or irresponsible, but because I can only control what I can control. So here it is. If you are looking to get healthy or lose weight, there is never a better time to get healthy as right now. There was a podcast that came out recently, a bunch of you probably heard of it, that said like the best way to avoid this virus is to lower your BMI and be at your healthiest weight. Drink your water. Those are two things that I can help you with. So you definitely want to reach out if that's something that you're looking to do. And the other thing is that if you do need to make money from home, I am more than happy to help you. Start up your own franchise. I can't promise you thousands of dollars tomorrow, but I can help you bring in some sort of income, feel a little bit of security in knowing that you are doing the best that you can do. And if it's not with me, do it. Do something. Figure out a way to work from home, to bring in an income. That is your best thing right now when you might not be able to actually go into the office and get a paycheck. So point is, remain calm. Yes, it might be scary. Yes, it's the unknown. Yes, we don't know what to expect. All those things are valid and true, but don't let it overtake you. Don't let the chaos swallow you. Rather, understand what's going on. Try to remain peaceful within yourself. Try to just stop listening to all the noise. You don't need to listen to the news 24/7. You don't need to scroll through Instagram and seeing all the people who are sick. It's going to be okay. Okay? It's going to be okay. I promise. I don't know when, but soon. This will just be a very distant and crazy memory. So that is what I have for you today. I hope that you share this with other people so that others can possibly get a healthy mindset and a better new perspective on this. We're all working on this together. I have my moments of fear. I texted a friend of mine yesterday and I'm like, holy shit, what are we going to do? And he gave me a good pep talk, and I'm now passing the pep talk on to you, and hopefully you will share this to pass the pep talk on to others. I would love to hear your thoughts. I think that this is a really good conversation to have, and something that we should be discussing, being that history is being made. It's interesting to watch, but don't get sucked into it. So, all right, stay healthy, my friends, and I hope to talk to you with better news later.